As a champion of Pan-Africanism, how would you define being African?
Well, I think Kwame Nkrumah has described that best. Kwame Nkrumah said we are not Africans because we are born in Africa. Kwame Nkrumah said we are Africans because Africa is born inside of us. And I think that is the best definition of being African, because anybody can be born in Africa, anybody can have black skin. Doesn't make them African. It's the amount of Africa you actually have inside of you that makes you African.
The social media space rewards mundane trends and voices that most times question our reasoning faculty. 65 years of independence, and in most rankings, we unfortunately rank very low in terms of basic infrastructure and welfare. What would you say are the challenges, and how close are we to becoming the Nigeria you dream of?
Well, I think this is a political question that should be put to those in charge of our country's economy. As an African, I feel like at the moment we're a bit removed from where we need to go, and we need to organize ourselves to remove power from those that are currently with it, and replace them with those that will build this Africa that we all talk about.
Still on social media, in the age where Black liberation discourse is often turned into hashtags and trending clips, Bird's Eye View is deliberately long form and layered. Was the format your way of reclaiming intellectual space for Africans globally?
Well, I wouldn't say reclaim, but I would say at least project. Because to say reclaim means that, we are the first. I think there are a few intellectual African podcasts out there, talking about serious issues. It's just that they are not in the mainstream narrative of our conversation and our consciousness. Because most of the platforms and people who have captured the attention of African people do not lead them to such platforms or to such messages.
Okay.
So, well, I wouldn't say, but I think that is the only way. The way we set up issue is the best way to have an intellectual discussion, at least to my best of my knowledge.
Now, let's talk about the podcast. You and Bro Diallo, alongside OK Africa, came together to put this beautiful podcast. What prompted this, and what would you consider the ultimate mission to the audience?
Well, I mean, the ultimate mission to the audience is to raise the consciousness of the people. Is to try and raise the people's consciousness, because as African people, I believe that our consciousness is a big part of what we are, the situation we are in today, and what we have to do to get out of it. I believe our consciousness has a role to play, and our worldview, African people, and this is why to be is the people's consciousness.
What gap in the Pan-African conversation and movement were you aiming to fill with this podcast?
I think there's a big gap in accurate, scientific, grounded analysis that has nothing to do with our emotions or pie in the sky ideas, financial literacy rhetoric, or give me your money rhetoric. Give me your money, I will show you the way to liberation. I think we are trying to fill the gap, organize people, for their own, the just aspirations, for our people, and liberation. There's a big gap in that grounded, radical analysis. Yes, I'll use that word, radical analysis, and that's the space we are looking to fill.
How deliberate was this choice of working with Bro Diallo, and what have you discovered through that cross-continental dialogue?
I think our dialogue is very, very important, because Diallo is also my political mentor, so it's important. I work, but I didn't think there's anybody else that articulates our position than the both of us. I think the both of us together are the best at articulating this position, because there are so many pie in the sky dreams. Some people go around and say because black people in America are sleeping with white women, that's why black men are not powerful or strong. They are marrying white women. And me, I'm from Africa, where I see that all our politicians are married to black women, yet our country is moving forward. So it takes that kind of connection to be able to call out of charlatan that, and water down Pan-Africanism to some kind of clownish rhetoric. That's what I talked about before. To bring that grounded, radical analysis that is devoid of stupid rhetoric or clownish, rhetoric and narrative. That the mainstream want the world to is what Pan-African, some crazy, stupid rhetoric, some clownish idea,
Your music has always been a front line for political resistance. Do you believe podcasting is a better way of addressing this issue?
Well, not really, but every art form, every medium has its own sphere of power. Every medium has its own way of enlightening people. Art has the role of through analysis and some journalism, there's information, So it's two different mediums to attract the attention of people in different ways. What I'm trying to do with my music is generally what I'm trying to do with my podcasting. But anything both, I'm trying to inspire with the podcast, we're telling information, but both things are leading towards liberation,
Lastly, a big congratulations to you and Vector the Viper on your EP, Big Bird and the Viper. What can we expect from the great Seun Kuti in the coming year?
I don't know. I keep doing my music. Expect more great music. And analysis on my podcast. At least for as long as the ancestors allow us to do so.